Hey, I just want to share this 10-minute clip from this book by Jim Marrs. It's on Audible. It's called The $1 Trillion Conspiracy. This is the biggest conspiracy in the world, in my opinion. I mean, this is up there with, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to put it with like flat Earth because this is, I mean, they're basically eugenics, depopulation. They're dumbing down the masses. And this right here just proves that politics, governments, is all a sham. If there was a good Republican or a good Democrat, they would expose this. This right here will blow your mind. I mean, you guys check this out. This is just 10 minutes of it. And, wow, I know most people know about this stuff, but it goes deep. And I'm probably going to try to dig up some more stuff about the poisoning of the water, fluoride, and the heavy metals, and just everything that they put to basically dumb down the masses. It's a really deep rabbit hole, but it's definitely one where people, we need to share this and try to wake a few people up with it, because once you understand how evil the people behind this are, I mean, it puts everything in perspective. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this, or at least, I don't know about enjoy, but get a little bit. Maybe you can share it with someone you care about. But like I said, it's mind-blowing. You guys take it easy. Later on.
Fluoridated water. How safe is drinking water? Controversy over the addition of the chemical sodium fluoride to municipal drinking water supplies has raged since the early 1950s. It was a time when Nazi scientists were being settled within the United States under the auspices of Project Paperclip. The Reader's Digest Oxford Complete Word Finder defines fluoride merely as any binary compound of fluorine. But fluorine was defined as a poisonous pale yellow gaseous element of the halogen group. Charles Eliot Perkins, a prominent U.S. industrial chemist, was sent by the U.S. government to help reconstruct the IG Farben chemical plants in Germany at the end of the war. In 1954, he wrote a letter to the Lee Foundation for Nutritional Research, stating that he had learned that the Nazi regime had used sodium fluoride as a means of mass control. I want to make this very definite and very positive, Perkins wrote. The real reason behind water fluoridation is not to benefit children's teeth. The real purpose behind water fluoridation is to reduce the resistance of the masses to domination and control and loss of liberty. Repeated doses of infinitesimal amounts of fluorine will in time gradually reduce the individual's power to resist domination by slowly poisoning and narcotizing this area of the brain tissue, and make him submissive to the will of those who wish to govern him. I say this with all the earnestness and sincerity of a scientist who has spent nearly 20 years research into the chemistry, biochemistry, physiology, and pathology of fluorine. Any person who drinks artificially fluoridated water for a period of 1 year or more will never again be the same person, mentally or physically. Most people do not realize that fluoride is a key ingredient in Prozac and many other psychotropic drugs. Prozac, whose scientific name is fluoxetine, is 94% fluoride. Though fluoride purportedly prevents tooth decay, it only has been shown to affect tooth decay in children under 12. Today, 2/3 of all municipal water and most bottled water in the United States contain sodium fluoride. Fluoride is a poisonous waste product of aluminum manufacture that accumulates in the human body. The use of aluminum cookware has been strongly linked to Alzheimer's disease, a progressive brain disorder that gradually destroys a person's memory and ability to learn, reason, and make judgments. A Christian Science Monitor survey in 1954 showed that 79 of the 81 Nobel Prize winners in chemistry, medicine, and physiology refused to endorse water fluoridation. Nevertheless, every U.S. Public Health Service Surgeon General since the 1950s has supported putting this rat poison ingredient into America's water supply. The experts cannot decide where the truth lies in the fluoride controversy. Virginia dental surgeon and nutritionist Dr. Ted Spencer wrote, "A few years ago, I was asked by the head of our local health department to conduct a review of existing journal research on the toxicity of fluoride with emphasis on its cancer-causing potential. I went to the National Medical Library and produced for him some 40 articles on the toxicity of fluoride. When we reviewed them, there was some discrepancy in whether or not fluoride was mutagenic. Half of the articles said that it was, and half said that it was not. But it cannot be both ways. We wondered what was wrong." Spencer discovered that fluoride has been banned in European nations such as Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Germany, Italy, Belgium, Austria, France, and the Netherlands. It is especially interesting to note that West Germany banned the use of fluorides in 1971, a time when it was still heavily occupied by Allied soldiers. Apparently, they could no longer silence the German scientists who had proved that fluoridation is a deadly threat to the population, wrote Eustace Mullins, a former Library of Congress staffer and World War II veteran who wrote numerous books on conspiracy topics, including medicine, finance, and politics. Despite Europe's bans, America continues to pursue fluoridating all water supplies and ignoring studies like those of Dr. Dean Burke, the chief chemist emeritus of the U.S. National Cancer Institute. Burke stated, "In point of fact, fluoride causes more human cancer death and causes it faster than any other chemical." Dr. Perry Cohn of the New Jersey Department of Health discovered a correlation between osteosarcoma, a principal childhood cancer, and fluoridation. After creating a 2005 survey in 7 New Jersey counties, Cohn found the incidence of osteosarcoma in boys under the age of 10 was 4.6 times higher in fluoridated areas than in non-fluoridated areas. The incidence of cancer was 3.5 times higher in the 10 to 19 age group and over twice as high in the 20 to 49 age group. Studies indicate that every major city using fluoridated water has experienced an increase in the rates of cancer. "Not a fair trade for good-looking teeth," commented Dr. Spencer, adding, "All allopathically trained dentists are very familiar with the ADA, American Dental Association, and other authoritative positions on fluoride. They rarely mention its toxic potential or the few studies revealing increased tooth decay after fluoride use." Spencer also referred to studies that suggest fluoride causes unscheduled DNA synthesis, sister chromatid exchanges, and mutagenic effects on cells. These terms may not bother some people at all, but they mean that there will be an increase in cancer after the ingestion of fluoride, Spencer wrote. Although each person must decide for themselves the dangers of fluoride, Spencer did point to several studies with convoluted titles that conjure images of grotesque science experiments. Sodium fluoride-induced chromosome aberrations in different stages of the cell cycle. Chronic administration of aluminum fluoride or sodium fluoride to rats in drinking water. Alterations in neuronal and cerebrovascular integrity. And toxin-induced blood vessel inclusions caused by the chronic administration of aluminum and sodium fluoride and their implications in dementia. Given the massive amounts of money being paid by the pharmaceutical corporations to the corporate mass media, it is highly doubtful that many Americans will learn of the results of these studies anytime soon. The entire history of fluoride in America is one of deceit and conspiracy. In 1946, a Wall Street attorney and former counsel to the Aluminum Company of America, now known by the acronym ALCOA, named Oscar Ewing, was appointed by President Truman to head the Federal Security Agency. Ewing became in charge of not only the U.S. Public Health Service, but also the Social Security Administration and the Office of Education. Congressman A.L. Miller, a physician-turned-Republican politician, accused Ewing of being placed in a highly paid position by Alcoa, a Rockefeller syndicate, to promote fluoridation. Miller stated, "The chief supporter of the fluoridation of water is the U.S. Public Health Service. This is part of Mr. Ewing's federal security agency. Mr. Ewing is one of the highly paid lawyers for the Aluminum Company of America. Other opponents were less kind. Leaflets handed out in New York City boldly stated, "Rockefeller agents order fluoride rat poisoning of nation's water. Water fluoridation is the most important aspect of the Cold War that is being waged on us, chemically, from within, by the Rockefeller-Soviet axis. It serves to blunt the intelligence of a people in a manner that no other dope can. Also, it is genocidal in two manners. It causes chemical castration and it causes cancer, thus killing off older folks. This committee, Ewing's study of fluoride, did no research or investigation on the poisonous effects of water fluoridation. They accepted the falsified data published by the USPHS, U.S. Public Health Service, on the order of boss Oscar Ewing, who had been rewarded with $750,000 by fluoride waste producer Aluminum Company. Suspiciously, it was also reported that Ewing told fellow senators not to drink fluoridated water. Healthcare blues. If the nightmares of natural health advocates come to pass, a sick person soon will have no recourse but to seek professional medical assistance, which may not exist according to recent reports. This nation's healthcare system is in a shambles. Healthcare costs are moving beyond 16% of gross domestic product, and the U.S. healthcare system is sometimes 100% more expensive than anywhere else. Yet Americans do not live as long as citizens in other nations.